Welcome to our new podcast, DebateGate Sports, with Gavin and Josh. And in this episode, our very first episode, we are going to be talking about the new NFL jerseys in 2020. We're also going to be ranking every NBA team's city jersey. So let's get right into it.
First up, we have the new NFC jerseys, starting off with the Atlanta Falcons. Now, my personal opinion, I hate them. I absolutely loved the old Falcons uniforms. I thought they were great. I was really close to buying a Julio Jones version. I love them. For this, I think they went way too simplistic, like their other third jerseys that they had last year. I think they went too simplistic. I also think the ATL is dumb. It's kind of like no one from the city of Atlanta calls the city of Atlanta the ATL. Just like how people from Chicago don't call Chicago Chi-Town or the Windy City. It's Chicago. It's Atlanta. If you're actually from there, which is where this team, it's there. That's why it's in Atlanta. So it's appealing to the people in Atlanta because that's where the majority of their fan base is. So I feel like it's just dumb and stupid looking. And the worst part about it is the gradient jersey. I think gradients on uniforms look super dumb. It's just like, ooh, let's fade these two colors. I think they look awful.
So I do agree with you about the gradient, but however, I love all of the other ones except the gradient. I feel like a lot of NFL teams did gradient looks this year, as we will find later in the video. I just love some of these jersey combinations. They have so many. Like the white on white looks very, very nice. The black on black looks even better. And then you have like all these interesting combinations. Like you have the white on red pants, and then you have the classic one without the ATL with the white pants. And overall, I just think their uniforms did need an upgrade. They were pretty old. I don't think they were ever updated before. Yeah, I think it was time for a change, and they didn't go too overboard. Without the gradient, I think these are very good. Josh, what would you grade these?
Well, first off, I do have to admit I do love the matte black helmet with the silver accents. The helmet looks great. I like matte black instead of glossy. I think it looks much better. I think it adds a clean touch to it. Speaking of grades, personally, I'd give them a C minus because they're not bad. Like, obviously, I could tell that they're not bad. Just my personal opinion, I don't think it's like in my own experience, my own personal opinion, it's awful, but like I can tell how people like it. I can see how people wanted an upgrade in my personal opinion. So trying to be objective and trying to take out my opinion as much as possible, I have to give them a C minus.
Okay, I'm gonna give them a B plus, and I was originally gonna give them something higher. But I was just saying that the gradient jersey just kind of does too much. And while these aren't like really the best jerseys out here, they're still very solid and a lot better than their old ones. So B plus it is.
Very, very good. Next off, all the way over to the NFC West, we have the Rams. Well, they revealed their new logo like a month or two before they revealed these jerseys. And personally, I thought the logo was repulsive. I felt like if they just changed the colors, they literally just changed the colors from that bright blue, from that like navy blue and gold to that bright blue and yellow, it would look a million times better. And it would just, it would be that classic look with a little bit of flair because obviously jerseys have been upgraded over the years since the Eric Dickerson era. And now onto the jerseys. They have been growing on me. When I first saw them, I was repulsed. I was like, these are bad. But the more I look at them, the more I like them. I like the little glossy, I don't know, kind of accent in the middle of the numbers. You're going to have to like take a real close look to notice them, but they do look good. I like the white on white a lot. The helmet is good. I don't get the understand. I mean, I get that they put like the slash in the horn in their logo and stuff. I don't get it personally. I would have just kept the horn solid, but it's kind of like a modern touch, I guess. The white and yellow looks great as well. I'm not a big fan of the gradient numbers, but they do work better than a gradient full jersey. But that blue on blue is bad. I'm just going to be honest, the blue on blue is bad. Otherwise, it looks good. They also seem like they released a gray version of the jersey, and it also looks pretty good.
Okay, I've not seen the gray jersey. I just have these three in front of me. But I'm kind of the opposite. When I first saw them, I kind of liked something new for the Rams. But now that I'm looking at them, I'm noticing a lot of flaws. One thing that really gets me is the helmets are great. I love the helmets. I was glad they didn't change them too much from the old blue and yellow. But it kind of just looks like if Best Buy released a football team, this is what their jersey would look like.
That's a great analogy. Yes.
And it's just the blue and the yellow are just, I don't know, on the white it almost looks neon, and the gradient numbers I feel like look worse and worse every time. It kind of looks like they're like faded or kind of like rusty or moldy.
Moldy
And
cheese.
yeah, and I don't know. I think, well, they're not bad. They're not the best ones out here. So for me, I'm giving them a C.
For me, I'm gonna give them. We're just gonna flip flop. I'm gonna give them a B plus. I do like them as long as they just don't wear that all blue a lot and they mainly stick to the blue and white and the white on white. It'll look good. They'll look good. Except their salary cap won't. But that's not a topic for today.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the Buccaneers. With Brady coming in, they decided, let's make our trash jerseys even worse. No, I'm joking. They're much, much better. These jerseys are much better. Now,
yeah, I heard it was a tribute to like their Super Bowl days. They kind of brought them back when they were in the Super Bowl.
The red ones, definitely. I don't
Yeah.
remember them having gray jerseys, but the red ones. I'm so happy that they got rid of the brown. I think that sorry, Browns fans, but having brown as a main color in a uniform at all automatically makes your jerseys cannot be an A. It cannot be a great jersey if you have brown as a main color. That's why I love that they made the gray much more prominent, as well as the numbers are great and the numbers on the white are amazing. I really have nothing much to say except they're very clean, very good jerseys. And I like that they went more simplistic this time because I felt like their jerseys were kind of chaotic over the past few years when they changed them.
Yeah, with the alarm clock numbers, it was definitely pretty crazy. But yeah, I think they definitely toned it down. I'm not a huge fan of the gray because when they first released it with like that little like photo shoot that they did, it almost looked brown. And obviously brown jerseys cannot be worn, especially brown on brown. But I think the white on white, I love white on white, and I think it's very clean. I like the red as well, and I like the tribute to their Super Bowl days. So overall, I think it's much better than what they had before. And I like 2/3 of these jerseys, so I'm gonna give them another B plus because it's an upgrade. It's a definite upgrade.
I'm also gonna give them a B plus. I think the thing that also holds them back is that they didn't keep the numbers consistent. Like they made the numbers on the white jerseys thicker, which I personally prefer. I personally prefer thickness, especially when it comes to numbers on a jersey, because I feel like it takes up more space. Because I feel like if a jersey is more a solid color background than not, especially if they were going not the bland, but the clean, crisp route, then it was definitely much, much better for them to have larger numbers, thicker numbers than the thin ones, because I feel like there's a little bit too much background color. But yes, I would also give them a B plus. Next, we are moving on to the AFC jerseys, and we're going to be moving on to the Patriots. Now, personally, I am not a fan of the Patriots whatsoever, but I do love these jerseys. I do like how they changed the jersey after Tom Brady left because I do feel like they'll be going into a new era. We don't have to talk about this, but I feel like Bill Belichick will leave them in a couple years once he realizes that he can't really win games without one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time and greatest player of all time. So I like that they went
That's
with a new
bold.
look. That is bold, but we don't have to talk about that right now to avoid the heat. I do, even though it was their color rush, I do love these jerseys. I like the blue and white on the collar, on the shoulders. It looks very good, as well as, like I said, larger numbers makes the jersey pop more.
Yeah, definitely less silver in these jerseys, which is always a good thing. And yeah, I loved their colorless jerseys when they came out with them, and I'm glad they brought them back and making them their primaries, as well as they came out with an away jersey. But the best part, in my opinion, is the stripe on the shoulders. I think that's a very unique touch, and it really kind of pulls the jersey. Good job, Patriots. I'm gonna give this an A actually,
I am
but
also.
because just it's like a new era. It's without Tom Brady, and they pulled it off. It looks very nice. Go ahead.
I am gonna give them actually an A plus,
Wow.
because I think the upgrade is substantial, as well as I feel like um, I think the main thing is that Patriots fans will now become less annoying, which is probably gonna be my favorite part because they won't be like, we are the greatest team of all time. They won't talk as much. So having the new jerseys is part of dumbing down the Patriots fans, even though their jerseys look better. So that's why I'm gonna give them an A plus. Next, we have the Cleveland Browns. Now, no one really has ever said, "Ooh, look at the new Browns jerseys. They
I was
are
just about to
great."
say.
But
Usually, when the Browns come out with new uniforms, it's like the highlight of their season. You know.
very much so. Um, but this is probably as close as you're gonna get to someone saying, "Wow, look at the new Browns jerseys." I don't. I can't. They changed a little bit. Not a little bit. They changed more than a little bit, but they changed not a ton. They didn't do a complete overhaul, but they did like take away like the Cleveland and the Browns above the numbers. They also took away um the like shoulder stripes going over in front of their shoulder onto their like pectorals and whatever, which I thought looked disgusting. They also just kind of made it more classic, back to the John Brown era, not Jim Brown. I apologize to every football fan out there. Jim Brown era. This is like a classic throwback.
Yeah,
So
they kind of had similar jerseys not too long ago when they had Johnny Manziel. They kind of had like the simpler brown and white, or brown jersey with the white numbers. But yeah, they didn't change a whole lot. Uh, I, I don't know. I kind of did like their old jerseys better for some reason. I thought they looked really good on like Odell Beckham Jr. and Baker Mayfield. I'd say the one good jersey, surprisingly, I don't even know if it's good. I like kind of like the brown jersey with the orange numbers, but I don't like brown on brown.
what?
Obviously, the brown on brown is
You're
repulsive.
telling me the brown on brown on brown is the best jersey out of that group?
I
Is
do love
that
the
what you're
orange
telling
numbers.
me?
If I'm saying the orange numbers are good, I don't like a brown base with brown pants. Obviously, that looks repulsive, but orange numbers make it a little less boring. I feel like these are a little too boring from their old jerseys. That's why I did like the other ones better. But I guess we will just have to agree to
Oh my
disagree.
god. You are dumb in the brain. By the way, yes, you are right that these are similar to the Johnny Manziel era ones, but the Johnny Manziel era ones, the face mask was like this weird light gray. It wasn't silver. It was like a disgusting light gray. Not good at all. But now they made it black, which I think also pulls the uniforms together very much. I personally really, really like the brown on white. Like I said, you can never give an A to a brown jersey, so I'm going to give it as close as you can, a B plus. Because once again, you can never say, "Ooh, look at the new Browns jerseys; they're amazing." Impossible statement.
Yeah, definitely. It's way too much brown in these. And for me, I'm gonna give them a C, another C.
Wow.
Because yeah, I'm harsh. I don't think these are better than last year's, which is the big killer, and obviously them being the Browns and having brown jerseys makes it a whole lot worse. So a C for me.
Yeah, that is kind of rough having your name being the Browns. Uh, but going on to what I think is the best jerseys to be released this offseason and quite possibly can be in the running for the best jerseys in the NFL. The brand new Los Angeles Chargers uniforms. Holy crap, are these good? They took away the dumb surrounding color of the bolts on their shoulders. They changed up the colors a little bit. They added the
A
numbers.
lot. They changed up the colors a lot.
They changed the colors a lot. They brought back the yellow pants from when they were good at football. They also added a new uniform, which I think's the best of the bunch. That is the navy blue with the hollowed out bolts on the side. I think that looks
Yeah.
amazing. These are great uniforms. I can't wait to see this secondary wearing these uniforms. By the way, this secondary, I'm going to say it, best in the NFL, but we don't have to talk about that.
Yeah. When I heard that they were getting new jerseys, my first concern was, are they going to keep the powder blue jerseys? Which to me, I liked those last year. They were one of the best in the NFL, in my opinion. And when they released them, not only did they bring back the powdered blue, but they added a hell of a lot more to them. They actually white and yellow pants. But the best part of out of all these, because I think they released six, which is a lot for an NFL team.
Yeah, it's six.
The numbers on the helmets with the orange, yellow face mask. Oh my god, those helmets are so cool. I really, really like those. And I noticed that this is a very, very small detail, but the kind of outline of the bolt changes throughout the jersey. When it's the white or the powder blue, it's light blue, and then on the kind of navy blue, it's not navy blue. I don't know what shade of blue
Royal.
it is.
It's royal
Blue. It's royal blue, and then on the very, very dark navy blues, it's like a totally different bolt, which I think they were super, super creative, and I love them. A plus, 100%.
I'm gonna 100% agree with you. A plus for me. I do really. It reminds me a lot of college football and college helmets is having the numbers on the side. I do like it a lot. I think the only team that does. I
Bama.
think they used to do it was the Steelers. I know they have one side is black, but I think they used to put a number there. But I think having the number with the logo looks great. I think it's amazing jerseys. I think it's a great look. Hopefully, the look will be able to bring fans to the stadiums.
Hopefully. Well, the new stadium, I think they're
definitely to
sharing
that
one
new
with the
stadium.
Rams. Have you seen
They
it?
are, yes. It's a
Unbelievable.
$8 billion stadium.
Yeah.
$8 billion. Excuse me, but who and why? First off, second off, we would like to see some Chargers fans back in the stands. That and
Justin Herbert rocking these new jerseys. It should be
yep,
be
and
pretty good.
this should be the glowing examples when you have a thriving fan base in a city that's smaller and feels overshadowed by its bigger brothers. You don't move to that bigger brother city and expect to get fans. Just going to say that bad business decision. Anyways, that is done. That is the finished. We are done with the NFL jerseys, and now on to ranking of the NBA city jerseys.